A nation on edge. Protests grip Bangladesh. Protests have engulfed the nation, leaving a trail of tragedy and unrest. The death toll has climbed to a staggering 173. Thousands have taken to the streets, fueled by anger and frustration. The government watches, grappling with a crisis that threatens to spiral out of control. Initially sparked by discontent over employment quotas, the protests have morphed into a larger outcry against the government. Students, the heart of these demonstrations, have shown unwavering resolve. They clash with authorities, their cries for justice echoing through the streets. Barricades and barbed wire have become a common sight. As security forces struggle to contain the unrest, the international community watches with bated breath, urging restraint and dialogue. The Bangladeshi government, facing mounting pressure, has responded to the protests with a mix of force and concessions. Security forces have been deployed in large numbers, attempting to quell the unrest. Arrests have skyrocketed, with nearly 2,500 people detained. The government argues that these measures are necessary to maintain law and order. However, critics argue they are heavy-handed and could further inflame the situation. In a bid to appease the protesters, the Supreme Court has reduced the number of jobs reserved for specific groups. This move highlights the government's recognition of the growing discontent. The path forward remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the Bangladeshi government must tread carefully to navigate this crisis. At the heart of the protests are the students of Bangladesh. Their demands are clear justice, accountability, and an end to systemic corruption and inequality. They accuse the government of failing to meet their needs, prioritizing the interests of a select few. The students' demands extend beyond employment quotas. They call for an end to police brutality, an independent investigation into the deaths of protesters, and the release of all those unjustly detained. The students' movement has galvanized support across the country. People from all walks of life have joined their cause, united by a shared desire for a better future. Their struggle is a reminder of the power of collective action. Section 4. The world reacts. Evacuations and Concerns. As the crisis in Bangladesh deepens, the international community has expressed growing concern. Countries with citizens in Bangladesh have begun evacuating their nationals, fearing for their safety. Malaysia and India have already flown out hundreds of their citizens. These evacuations underscore the seriousness of the situation. International organizations, including the United Nations, have called for restraint and dialogue. The world watches, hoping for a swift and peaceful resolution to the crisis. The situation in Bangladesh serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our world. Section 5. A crossroads for Bangladesh. Bangladesh stands at a crossroads. The protests have exposed deep-seated grievances and a growing divide between the government and the people. The path forward is fraught with challenges, but also presents an opportunity for meaningful change. The government must choose its next steps carefully. Dialogue, empathy, and a genuine commitment to addressing the root causes of the unrest are essential. The protests in Bangladesh underscore the need for governments to be responsive to the needs of their citizens. The world watches and waits, hoping that Bangladesh will emerge from this crisis stronger and more united.